I have psoriatic arthritis without psoriasis. So my situation was a lot different than most of everyone else that you've heard, because I was told by my doctors for over 11 years that nothing's wrong with me. And it wasn't until I had my second child in a 2-year span, no judgment, that I couldn't move anymore. And I was in bed for 2 months. I can't tell you how excited I was just to even be recommended to go to a rheumatologist. You know, I'd never even heard this terminology before. What's a rheumatologist? And I go and she's like, oh, I know what you have. And I'm like, great, fix me. And she's like, oh, well, actually, we can't. And I said, what do you mean? She's like, well, I know what I want to prescribe you. I know what I want you to go on because there's a brand new medication and it's going to change your life. And I was like, great, I'm ready. And she's like, but first we have to put you on this medication that was developed about 50 years ago and probably won't work. And I said, but why do I have to go on a medication that probably won't work? And she said, because your insurance won't allow you to take the new medication. It's just too expensive. And it was so bad at that point that I couldn't walk without a cane. I'm 33 years old today, and I have been dealing with an actual diagnosis since I was 30 years old, and I couldn't walk without a cane. And the medication made me sicker. In fact, I was on 4 different medications before I was actually able to get the medication that my doctor originally wanted to prescribe me when I first went to her office. And in that time period, I lost 2 jobs. I could not work. My employer just said, you're missing too much time. Because when my immune system was shut down because of the medication, I would pick up every sickness that I came in contact with. And I live in New York City, people. Come on, I'm gonna catch everything. If my neighbor sneezes next door, I'm getting it. So I ended up losing 2 different jobs, and because of that, I lost my health insurance. My husband lost his job because who had to take care of the kids? I couldn't. I was in bed. So we ended up on welfare and Medicaid. I'm a junior accountant. I was making $60,000 a year. My husband has a master's degree in linguistics. He's a professional translator. We together are productive members of society, but neither one of us could work. And I had to do that for 2.5 years before I could get my medication.
40 states have agreed on one thing, and that is that step therapy will be banned by law.
I actually participated in getting it passed in New York State. I lobbied in Albany, and I spoke with several senators, and if I might gloat a little bit, my name came up a couple times. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I know that this genetic disease is not going to have to affect my children the same way that it affects me. And my sister and my mother and my 2 great aunts who also have autoimmune diseases and have to deal with medication on a daily basis. My kids might actually be able to grow up and not have to deal with fail first and get the medication they need.